In today's video, we will explain how the semiconductor price hike by TSMC would affect its stock, as well as its customers' stocks such as Apple, Tesla, AMD and Nvidia. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co. Limited, TSMC, is a contract chipmaker foundry, and its customers are supplying a range of chips for smartphones, automobiles, data center systems, and other equipment. Recent news reported that TSMC will start to increase prices ranging from 10 to 20% by 2022. As the world's largest contract chipmaker, TSMC's price increases are expected to have a ripple effect down the supply chain. So, how does TSMC's price hike directly and indirectly affect Apple, Tesla, Nvidia and AMD? The global chip shortage started nearly 3 years ago, beginning from the series of trade conflicts between the US, China, Japan, and South Korea, which seriously disrupted semiconductor supply chains worldwide. Those disruptions were exacerbated by the pandemic. At the same time, the demand for new chips skyrocketed, driven by 5G, AI, data center, connected vehicle, and consumer electronics markets expansion. Influx of orders have driven TSMC's revenue to rise 25% in 2020, and TSMC's highest-end 5nm facilities are already running at their full capacity, but still not able to fulfill the incoming orders. Most analysts and chipmakers are expecting the current chip shortage to last through 2023. Amid a semiconductor supply crunch, TSMC is spending heavily on new chip factories to ease the market's high demands. Earlier this year, TSMC announced to spend $100 billion over the next 3 years on new fabs to handle all the new orders. TSMC intends to build a $12 billion 5nm fab in Arizona, and is considering a 28nm chip plant in Kumamoto in Japan. As the need to cover the costs for its ambitious investments in expanding capacity, on Wednesday, August 25, TSMC announced its intention to hike chip prices for its most advanced chips by roughly 10%, and the price of less advanced chips by as much as 20%. The price increase is expected to take effect later this year, or early next year. It was also reported that TSMC canceled most of its customer discounts for 2022 earlier this year. Well, TSMC was not the only contract chipmaker raising its price. Chipmaker United Microelectronics Corporation, UMC, had already previously raised prices. South Korean Chaebol Samsung Group's semiconductor fabrication division, Samsung Foundry, is also planning to increase its chip price by later this year or early 2022. TSMC is now the main supplier of key chips for companies like Apple, AMD, Nvidia, Qualcomm, and even some Intel products. This is likely to cause the price increase of electronics products across the board and around the world. As the main supplier of key chips for Apple, it is expected that Apple will pass on the increased costs to consumers for its next mobile phone, the iPhone 13. The iPhone 13 is expected to be launched on September 24th. Based on iPhone 12 bill of materials cost estimation, one unit of iPhone 12 is approximately $370. If we exclude the display, battery, and mechanical components, the chip is around $210. An iPhone 12 list price is around $829. Hence the chip cost is almost a quarter of an iPhone 12 list price. Since Apple is using high-end chips for its iPhone, based on TSMC's price hike, it will be a 15% increase on the chip costs. In other words, the cost of an iPhone 13 would cost 4% more on bill of materials. Given Apple's margins, Apple might need to raise phone prices by 10% to cover that difference. TSMC reportedly informed its customers that the price increases would come into effect in 2022, but with some chips delivered in December would already impacted by the price hike. As the timing between the iPhone 13 launch and the effective price increase is only a few months away, Apple would try to factor in the increased chip price from the launch. TSMC is the only supplier in the world capable of making chips at the advanced level and volume that Apple needs to make its A-series and M-series chips for its iPhones, Macs, and iPads. As such, the price increase will impact all Apple's products. Apple is expected to announce a new iPhone, iPad, MacBook and Apple Watch in the September event, hence it is expected to see price increase across all products. However, historically Apple stock will not surge immediately after Apple events. The stock will only see a big move after weeks or months when investors can more firmly see the revenue from its new products. TSMC's price increase will definitely affect EV makers like Tesla. However, unlike Apple, chips account for relatively little of a car's manufacturing cost. In general, electric-powered cars require about 3 times more expensive chips compared to a non-EV car. However, the impact would be small as chip costs only represent around 1 to 2% of an average vehicle selling price. As such, it will not impact Tesla as much as Apple. Good news to investors as Tesla is safe. AMD and Nvidia are both expanding their market share in the data center business. Hence, TSMC's price hike will have quite an impact on them. On average, a server contains 2 processor chips. Before the price increase, the total cost of the chips was about $2,100. With the cost of memory and other components, a server would cost about $4,800 and sell for $7,500 per unit. So, the chip's cost makes a huge part of the server's total semiconductor content. As data centers require advanced chips, hence based on TSMC price increase list, the increase will be 10%. The 10% increase in cost will push the selling price of service up by 7 to 8%. However, most server chips are fabricated by Intel or memory vendors such as Samsung, SK Hynix and Micron, not TSMC. As such, we do not expect the TSMC price hike would affect major server providers. Most of the memory vendors had already made price adjustments early this year. But for AMD and Nvidia, as both are contracting TSMC to produce their server chips, TSMC's price increase will definitely hurt AMD and Nvidia's bottom line. The upcoming Q3 earnings call for AMD and Nvidia will be crucial. If both AMD and Nvidia could make adjustments and offset the price increase impact, it will not affect their stock performance. However, if AMD and Nvidia expect their Q4 and fiscal year 22 profit will be impacted by TSMC's price adjustment, we are expecting a bumpy ride on the stock price. AMD and Nvidia stocks are sensitive to their future earnings. This is because both stocks are trading at 36 times and 50 times forward PE respectively. The price increase definitely benefits TSMC as analysts are expecting TSMC's revenue to increase by at least 22% from the price increase and its gross margins improve to between 53% and 55%. Recently, TSMC reported that it has problems with the production of the 3nm node and has delayed the launch date up to 4 months. As a result, all potential clients of the foundry, including Apple, AMD, and even Intel may have to delay certain products. Chips below 5 nanometers are hard to produce and it is very costly to produce such advanced chips. TSMC will need to invest heavily to keep its launch date. This will further hit its less comfortable cash flow due to its hefty investment in new fabs and equipment. The focus will be on TSMC's year-end negotiation with its suppliers, as TSMC intends to press on its suppliers to reduce materials costs. If TSMC successfully presses down its materials purchase costs, it will be good for its stock. That's from me for today. Hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching through the end. For those who liked this video and who also liked my previous videos, many thanks folks. Those who already subscribed to the channel, a big thank you to you. Those who prefer not to like any video nor subscribe to any channel, thanks for clicking. I am Max from Market Pulse Studio. Have a nice day and thank you.